Good afternoon. Welcome to Jim Munley's World of Weather. Clicked on to long range weather forecast discussion for May 22nd to June 3rd. May 22nd to 26th, we have this trough here. I'm going to bring back before the period. And you see this trough near Gulf of Alaska that kind of slides eastward, pushing this ridge over western Canada eastward, but then later in the period you start seeing that this trough starts to retrograde back as this ridge builds across the west in western Canada. Now we're going to come to the 26th, and you see that it lifts back, and we still have above normal heights, a relatively flat flow across the nation, and we have a trough area over eastern Canada, more center over Baffin Bay and Greenland, and we have a ridge over the western Atlantic. During this period, an upper trough will track out of the west and into the northern plains, will likely cause precipitation across the northern U.S. There could be multiple rounds of convection in the central plains. The heaviest rain will occur across the northern and central Rockies into the upper Mississippi Valley. And there are expected to be periods of diurnal activity, convection, and storms. Now, the forecast becomes a little more certain for Florida here, and I'm going to show you why. Okay, I'm going to show you this here. Models are still indicating some kind of tropical development in the Caribbean, either here or near the Bahamas. And this is the GFS and showing the rainfall amounts. You can see there's heavy precipitation, more like centered over southern Florida and eastern Florida, the heaviest rainfall. That's Tuesday, and then we go into Wednesday and a Thursday. Now you start seeing this system might develop across this region near the Yucatan Peninsula, and it slides northward towards Cuba and then towards Florida, and you can see that it has very heavy rainfall, multiple days of rain here across the Sunshine State, and that'll be next weekend. And then we take a look at the European, still showing a system that forms down here near the Yucatan. This would be Thursday. That seems to be local, the likely period, and it kind of brings it north. And then look at this, kind of similar. It kind of jumps as I go back here. I'll go back to again. It brings the rain to the Gulf of Mexico. And this will be next weekend. And you can see that we have heavy rainfall occurring across Florida. So even if the system doesn't develop, there'll be a lot of rain falling, possibly leading to flooding problems down there. Now for the period from May 25th to 29th. Here at the 25th, or we start going to 26th. We still have our weak trough here. We still have our trough here over Baffin Bay, Greenland area. And we have above normal heights across much of the nation. And then we go to the 29th. We start seeing this ridge starts to build. I think this might be taken over as we go into the next period. And then we look at the rest of the models. They're in good agreement on this. Still see a weakness here in the Gulf of Mexico. So for this forecast period, I am forecasting above normal temperatures for much of the nation, with anomalies near 4 degrees above normal for precipitation, calling for above normal precipitation for the northwest and for this region here. Probability of occurrence here is 35%, and the probability here for above normal precipitation is 45 to 55%. And then we have below normal precipitation forecast for the southern plains and the central and western Gulf Coast states. Probability of occurrence is 35%. Now look at the period for May 30th through June 3rd. And now we start seeing a tendency for a ridge here in the west and a trough in the east. This was the GFS yesterday. So the other models have come around to that same idea here. And you can still see we have the low normal heights across the Gulf. So we're forecasting a cooling trend here in the east. Still have this trough hanging on here. And you can see the trough is pretty much gone over Alaska and the Gulf of Alaska. So for this forecast period, I am forecasting above normal temperatures from the plains to the Pacific coast, and the probability and the forecast numbers are 4 to 8 degrees above normal are forecast, and below normal temperatures are forecast for the east, but the numbers near 2 degrees below normal. And for precipitation, calling for near to below normal precipitation from the plains to the Pacific coast. Probability of occurrence is 35%. And we have above normal precipitation from the Gulf Coast states into the Ohio Valley. And the probability of occurrence is 45%. So that's the long range weather forecast discussion for May 22nd through June 3rd. Thanks for coming to Jim Mullins World of Weather, and have a good day.